I thought our crowd was going to be running down the streets with knives and swords, being like, YouTube, way to go, Dave. I may misjudge it. We had people being like, I'm a scam artist, bait and switch, I'm not paying $9, blah, blah, blah. Now listen, I think everybody who's complaining about $9.99, it's a cup of coffee, are poor people. And I would have said this when I was living in Abington with not a cent to my name, doing the 24-hour paper route, couldn't afford a hamburger. I would never complain about $9, you poor people.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. Interesting story coming out of Barstool Sports. You know, I always have mixed feelings because sometimes Dave Portnoy is on the correct side. He's almost usually on the correct side of the free speech argument. You know, every time he says something cool or whatever, or something that I agree with, I'm like, sweet. Then he says something like totally boneheaded, like calling all of his fans poor for not wanting to pay him $10 to watch some shows. I get it. I understand. But I mean, I get why people don't want to pay for it. Well, ultimately, he had this show called Surviving Barstool, which is some sort of reality survivor type show with, I think, Barstool personalities. I don't really care about it. You know, I watch Dave's pizza reviews. I respect him as a pizza reviewer. I don't care much else about any other Barstool content, to be honest with you. But what's interesting is YouTube called him. This is something that a lot of people aren't noticing. YouTube called him and said, hey, we're about to give you a strike, but here's a warning. We're going to give you a strike, but we're going to give you a chance to edit the video, or we're going to give you a strike. And which is not something us normies get, but, you know, Barstool Sports gets. Well, we'll get into all this after a super quick word from this video's sponsor. The morning bowl of cereal has always been a part of my life, but as I've gotten older, I've looked for a smarter decision for my breakfast cereal, and that's why I've gotten Magic Spoon. Magic Spoon is a wholesome, high-protein, simple, high-quality, with no artificial ingredients cereal. It has 0 sugar in it, just 4 net carbs per serving, and 13 grams of protein. It's great for a low-carb lifestyle and those who are carb-conscious. Magic Spoon will have that great taste you love with more protein and less sugar. Magic Spoon has a ton of different flavors available. It's high-protein, keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, wheat-free, naturally flavored, and totally delicious. Click the link below to get some Magic Spoon cereal today. You can build your very own custom box with all the flavors you love using my code QUARTERING for $5 off. You can choose from best-selling cocoa, fruity, frosted, peanut butter, and maple waffle flavors, plus other awesome flavors, including honey nut, blueberry muffin, birthday cake, cinnamon roll, and chocolate chip cookie. You can also add their marshmallow and chocolatey peanut butter cereal treats to your order. And Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's backed by a 100% happiness guarantee, so if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. So click the link below or scan the QR code on the screen and use code QUARTERING for $5 off, or go to magicspoon.com/quartering to save $5 on your order today. Also, my Canadian and British fans, Magic Spoon also ships to Canada and the UK. Give it a try, check it out. If you're like me, you'll love it too. So Dave Portnoy could have utilized sponsors, but yesterday he put out a 2-minute video in which he points out that YouTube contacted him about his Surviving Barstool series and that they were going to get a strike. Now, what I thought was interesting is that he got advance notice. Strike warning. This video would receive a strike for harassment, specifically for the content that threatens an individual at this timestamp. So they gave him a timestamp. Could you imagine if we got that, regular plebeian YouTube content creators? To avoid getting a strike, please delete this video and resubmit the video with a new video ID with the violative scene edited or removed. The strike is not currently applied, but it will become active in 24 hours if the video is not deleted. Now, the rest of us don't get this. YouTube can still give us a strike. Regular content creators, we get a strike, even on deleted videos. Must be really nice to be Barstool Sports. By the way, I think my YouTube channel is bigger than theirs. I don't get advanced notice. But anyway, so there's an age restriction, this and that and the other thing. So instead of embracing new tech, Rumble's 40, 50 million users on various platforms, on just in North America, or even X, he decides, well, I'm going to just charge my viewers $10 each to watch it. Now, you saw Chris Pavlovsky saying, I agree, F YouTube, DM me, Rumble will step up to the plate for you. Now, I think Dave Portnoy's immediate response is about the money, because they put a lot of money into generating this show. 6 figures is what he said. But then he calls his viewers poor, which I think is stupid. You know, I would sure love if every one of my viewers joined my locals, but it's not even just about having the $5 to do it. It's about seeing the value in it, whether or not somebody wants to give you the $5 or the $10, things like that. So calling your viewers who don't have the money to pay for the show that they want to enjoy, calling them poor, not great. You can see he had 1.1 thousand replies to 3.2 thousand likes. So, the guy's worth $400 or $500 million or whatever. I think, I think that's probably not a line I would throw out there, or, encouraging people, laughing at them and unsubscribing. Again, Barstool Sports has 1.69 million subscribers. Okay, so they're slightly bigger than my channel. Now they have other, channels, but yeah, it is definitely his Pokimane moment. But then he, from what I understand, he then put out a new video. I'm not going to watch the whole thing. I'm just going to skip to the end, the only part that I'm interested in. So in the last 30 seconds, he says this.
$9 bucks, but whatever. You know what?
By the way, all these people are multimillionaires whining about people not wanting to pay $9. I saw several people from Barstool saying, well, you guys don't want to pay $9? It's just the price of a cup of coffee. You don't want to pay $9? Every one of these people is a multimillionaire. Okay? It's one thing to ask for it or even encourage people, but to be pissed off about it is really out of touch.
Great leaders sometimes have to read the winds and the tea leaves. And even though I think it's fucking crazy that people complain about $9, we put the money back into the company.
So he says here, people are complaining about the $9. People are whining about the $9. I don't understand. I don't understand why people don't want to pay $9 to watch our show that they would normally be able to get to see for free, all this kind of stuff. And then he goes on to say,
you want great content. Everyone says great content. Who fucking cares? This wasn't the plan, but it helps us, helps everybody. Fine, I get it.
He's here he says, oh, well, geez, God, if you won't give me the $9, geez, fine, you could have been helping us, but geez, fine, blah, 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 blah.
I hear it. I'm not guaranteeing that it goes free. And I'm talking to Rumble.
So at 3:34, he says he's talking.
And I'm talking to X.
He's talking to Rumble and he's talking to X. The reason you talk to these people is because you're trying to get paid. Okay? I get it. The production costs money, but you don't have to talk to Rumble to create a Barstool Sports channel on Rumble and tell people to go subscribe there. You don't have to do that. I don't want to lambast him too bad, but the idea that I said put it on both Rumble and X. Use YouTube to promote the show. Offer premium content like pay-per-view extras that people who love the content will pay, and both Rumble and X have the infrastructure to do that easily. This is the future content model if you want free speech and creative control. You see Eric Spracklin, Rumble is the only way. It's pretty easy. I've been a Dave fan for a long time, but when your target demographic is 6 guys in a dorm room trying to find money to split a 30-pack, maybe don't attack the poors. I'm far from poor, but as soon as Dave started with the buy it or you're poor, I was completely put off. Other people say, no, you just think Barstool is more interesting and appealing to Americans than it actually is. You know, in two prices, one for $9.99 for the supporters. I'll pay it $2 for poor people, identify poor people, make fun of them. You know, I don't really understand. I 100% respect that Dave Portnoy does not want to edit or censor his content to keep it on YouTube, especially when there are far more egregious things that exist. The other part of his argument that he's being disingenuous about is he's talking about how getting banned from YouTube, or getting this video taken down from YouTube, this, that, and the other thing. He wanted to work on YouTube because of advertising dollars. I've seen Surviving Barstool. I highly doubt any of those videos would be monetized at all. So by not being on YouTube, he wouldn't have got ad revenue. He would have gotten, in his mind, more exposure, which maybe that's true. I mean, there are more people on YouTube, significantly more people than on Rumble, for example. But let's not pretend that this isn't why. You know, Dave Portnoy should be saying, you know what, screw it. I signed a deal with Rumble. Go watch it there. You could pay $9.99 a month if you don't want to go to Rumble, or you can watch it for free on Rumble. Guess where people are going to go? They're going to watch it on Rumble. They're going to subscribe on Rumble. They're going to move to Rumble. Then the next time YouTube tries screwing with you, the next time you get a strike, the next time you have this problem, it won't be a big deal because you will have already established a presence on alternative platforms that are more free speech orientated. By the way, I'm not even saying only put it. I'm not even saying only put it on Rumble. I think you should put it on X and everywhere else. People saying, for those wondering why Surviving Barstool got pulled, please note my family laughed at and was unbothered by his comment about making his house go boom, and we strongly disagree with YouTube's stupidity. And then $9.99 a month for $9.99 for the rest of the season. Why? What I think is what I like about this is it wakes up a lot of normies. It wakes up a lot of normies to, you know, YouTube censorship ways. But until somebody like Dave says, you know, we've seen it with Dana White. He puts his slap content on Rumble, even though it's not for me. He puts it there. We need people who have this kind of money, this kind of FU money. We need them to support new tech. And I think he should put it on both X and Rumble and understand that he can monetize it many ways with merch, with sponsors. He could he could accept super chats or Rumble rants on Rumble. He could do all sorts of stuff like that. This is the new way. And I'm hoping that he warms up to it, but I'm hoping that he gets it over on Rumble and then can promote it as being exclusively on Rumble. Because Rumble needs normie content. I'm not going to pretend that it doesn't. Rumble needs more headlines. I'm not going to pretend like it doesn't. Dave Portnoy moves Barstool Sports over to Rumble.com. What a great headline that would be for everybody. We'll see what happens. I hope he warms up to the idea that there are millions of people on free speech platforms that want to watch his content and that he shouldn't be afraid to put it here.